What's up, everybody? It's me, Feather. Welcome to Feathered Leo Tarot, where it's Leo here all the time, and it doesn't matter where it's at in your chart. We're going to talk about the ghost story. This is a timeless reading. You may resonate, you may not resonate, but if you're wondering why they ghosted, what have they been doing? What's going on with them? We're going to talk about the ghost story today. So like, share, subscribe. Click all the links in the description box. If you're here during the live, thumbs up. Click the live chat button down below and interact with me wherever it pops up on your device. And let's get into it, shall we? I hope you're all doing well. Let's talk about the ghost story. Lioness, what's up, babe doll? How you doing today? How you doing today? That's right. Ghost story. Let's do this thing, huh? Let's do this thing. Let's do this thing. The ghost story. All right. Okay. All right, Leos. So you were ghosted. That's never fun. It sucks. Somebody leaves you out in the cold. Hello, Jordan. How are you today? It's never fun to be ghosted because you're left with so many questions, and you take a hit. You take a hit on it. You really do. You take a big emotional hit. You have a lot of questions, leaves you with confusion. So what's going on in this ghost story? They ghosted. Okay. All right. You could have been dealing with a Taurus, Aquarius, a Capricorn. I think that some of you knew this person wasn't either okay. We will dive into it a little bit more, but from just right off glance, first of all, you are doing your healing, and yes, this person was wish fulfillment for you at some point, which is why the ghost stories, being ghosted, hurts, because you want that person in your life, you want that connection. I think most of you already knew the truth that this person was either in a connection, married, or they weren't interested in commitment. You already knew this, though. Tell me more about this Devil reversed. Yeah, geez. You knew this. You already knew this. This can't be considered a toxic connection when you know what's going on. So in this ghost story, and if y'all like these, if you like the ghost stories, I will keep this as something that I circulate in with my readings each week, maybe, or a couple times a month. But thumbs up, that's the best way to know you like what I do, okay? You already knew this person was married. So whomever I'm talking to, you knew the person was married. Empress, King of Cups, Hierophant reverse. They couldn't commit to you because they were committed in a Ten of Pentacles already. They were living with someone else. It is possible for some of you that this person may have been taking care of elderly parents or something. It was all about family. So maybe they were living with older parents, but this is just a select few of you. I'm getting a second story. They couldn't commit to you. Maybe you couldn't even have sex with them. The bond couldn't happen because they were either married, living with a spouse, or living with elderly parents or family. Family took precedence here. Okay? That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it could be. You know what I'm saying? But it can't be considered a toxic connection if you knew what was going on. I mean, yes, it's an unhealthy dynamic. You don't want to be a third person. You don't want to be juggled, but that's what happened here. And again, some of you, if they were taking care of elderly parents, their mothers and fathers were older. It was all about taking care of family responsibilities with the Ten of Pentacles here. So they couldn't connect with you. They couldn't bond with you. That may have left you wondering, uh, being confused, like, why can't you commit to me? But you already knew what was going on. Okay. You may have tried multiple times, okay, to get this connection. You knew. You already knew. This person told you what was going on. You knew. It's not that this was a toxic connection or a devil. You knew this person was in this connection. Knew it. Why do I keep saying that? Because a lot of people want to blame the other person and throw shade on them by saying that they're the devil. I'm not saying you do specifically, but this happens in readings where people want to just, even in talking to people and clients, it's the other person isn't necessarily a devil or demonic or evil. You know, if they straight up and down told you what their situation was. Now, if this person would have hid this shit from you and was tapping that ass while hiding this, that would have been totally different. Okay? So this may have been a situation where this was on again, off again. Maybe you were friends with benefits. Maybe there was too much distance here. But this is like, it just isn't heading towards, or they weren't heading towards, wish fulfillment. They couldn't fulfill your wish or your dream of whatever that was, a relationship, marriage, commitment, because they were doing what was right. They were doing what was right for them. So if they told you they couldn't have, I'm going to throw out a couple different ones. They may have told you that they couldn't participate or engage in a relationship. They couldn't commit themselves to you. Or they may have even turned down your advances and said that they couldn't have sex with you because they were married. Okay? Also, this could have been a situation where you were friends with benefits. You tried to get a relationship off the ground with this person, but they ultimately chose their spouse and their family over this commitment, a commitment with you. And I say family, like, again, I see elderly parents, mother, father, uncles, aunts. It was about the familial issues here. And they did it from a place of righteousness, what was right for them, what was right. They felt that it was right to either return to this connection or stand up for their family. They just couldn't leave them. They couldn't take action on this wish fulfillment. You are healing from this, though. There was a lot of confusion here for some reason for you, and I'm going to look at that in just a sec, but just know that this person is doing what's right for them. Okay? Thanks, Lioness. Lioness says, blame, shaming when you knew all along. Sounds like a little self-reflection needed. It is. You knew this person was straight honest with you. You knew this person was either married, or they had a baby on the way, children, family, or elderly parents. It was that they were standing up for what was right for them, what they felt in their heart was right for them. So why are you confused about this ghost story? Why are you confused? Stay still. These PVC cards, y'all, if you don't know how to handle a deck properly, they will get away with you. Trust me. First couple times I shuffled these jokers, everywhere. It was 50-ish card pickup. Some of them stayed in my hands. Tell me why you're confused about this. Okay. You're saying you can't trust this person. You're saying you can't trust them. Now, I'm going to say, don't throw shade at other people. Look at yourself. Look at yourself and how you've treated this or treated this person. Don't throw shade at somebody. Don't call somebody toxic when they've told you what the fuck is going on, straight up and down. You knew the situation. You tried to entangle yourself in it. Maybe you have some issues you need to work through. That's not for everybody, but whoever needed to hear that, you got that message loud and clear. So the deal is when we don't get what we want, sometimes we get upset. Okay? So here's the deal. What's confusing you is there hasn't been an investment and there has been silence. Good morning, Shannon. Hello, beautiful sunshine. Dejana's here. What happens is when you don't get what you want, you get pissy. Because what you're saying is they haven't invested. They haven't come back to get back together or to fix things. Because what you're wanting is your wish fulfillment with this person that you know it's a no-go with. It's a no-go. You may be wanting this person to get a divorce. You may have wanted this person to get a divorce to be with you. Not for everybody, but somebody. You may have been wishing and hoping that this person would get a divorce so this person could come back to you. Is that really unconditional love and soulful love? Kind of vindictive and catty, right? When there's plenty of other people out there to date. You don't need to date somebody else's husband or wife. That's true for someone. Now, I ain't saying it ain't okay to wish and hope, but I'm talking about you wished and hoped that this person would get a divorce and come back to you, or you're doing it now. Whoever I'm looking at right now, stop that shit. Stop it. Because there hasn't been an investment. This person hasn't come back, and it's like you're manifesting from a negative state. And in that case, if you are the person I'm talking to right now, when you are manifesting, that is your devil energy. That's a toxic manifestation. You can say, with love and light, I release this person to do what's right for themselves. I'm going to do what's right for me. If they happen to come back, I'm not waiting, but if they happen to come back, we'll address it when that happens. But you haven't done that. Somebody here hasn't done that. And of course, the readings are for the ones that need the most. So, you knew what was going on here. You knew this person wasn't going to get divorced or leave their family in order to be with you. And I don't want you to get caught in a lack mindset or I'm not going to say vindictive mindset, but it can set you up for failure, because what you're doing is you're trying to negatively affect someone else's life instead of moving on. You haven't moved on. Some of you, whomever needs this message right now, specifically. Just because somebody doesn't give you what you want, it doesn't mean you should have it. So address that situation, please, and start getting yourself into a better place. You need to do some healing. You do need to do some healing. You know, we do some shit. What's up, Emily? Sheila's here. We need to do some healing. There you go. We need to walk away, and we need to balance ourselves. We really need to get control of our head and our heart here in this ghost story. Because, you could sit there and whine and cry and pout, and you really need to use your wisdom here, and you need to take action for yourself, because what you're doing is you didn't get what you wanted. And I ain't saying I ain't thrown a fit a time or two. I ain't saying I ain't thrown a fit a time or two when I didn't get what I wanted in a relationship. But this is calling for you to heal here. With the ghost stories is we typically wait for a person to return to make things right, or to unghost themselves and get back with us. That is a negative mindset. That is negative thinking. That is negative. Because what you're doing, regardless of what you're saying, what you're doing is you're waiting. You're not moving on. And the universe is calling for you to leave this one behind, because it didn't get but so far. There was no actual investment happened here. Not much of an investment anyway. And you gotta leave this wish fulfillment behind and start opening yourself up to something new. Okay? Because there's somebody here that you are waiting for this person to return. I know somebody's waiting for a Libra, a Taurus, a Capricorn, a Virgo, a Libra, a Taurus, a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, a Virgo strong, Taurus strong, Libra strong. I do have Aquarius strong, but I feel that's more energy for you, and Aries, Leo, Sag. So whomever you are and you know your person's in another commitment, I need you to move on. I need you to move on, because this is holding you back from new love. You've got your back turned towards new love. Do you see this? But this is your judgment. There's a lesson in this for you. You need to balance yourself, and you need to see that you've got some healing to do and some manifesting for your future, because you're holding yourself while waiting for this person. This could be affecting your confidence. You may have, I don't understand how it could affect your confidence when you knew what was going on here the whole time. You knew this person was in another connection, and they told you they were not leaving their persons or their family. So this could have been a situation where their parents were too old and they needed to stay to, fund them, take care of them. This could have been a situation where maybe you were at a distance and this person had children, younger children. They're not going to leave their children to move states away. I damn sure wouldn't. No. Hell no. So it's that kind of energy where you need to take action on this, and you really need to look from it from a big girl, big boy standpoint and say, okay, it's time for me to make a judgment here, because you've got your back turned to new love, to the point where you may have been turning down people waiting for this person. Are you turning down new love offers waiting for this person to return? You need to address this. There's some healing that needs to happen for somebody here needs to hear this message, okay? Somebody here needs this message today. Okay? Yeah. And it's okay, we get there. I want you to live your best life. I want you to get manifestations. I want you to get balanced, get right between head and heart. I'm not seeing anything except for the fact that this person either turned you down, or you've been turning down options and opportunities. You've got your back to new love because you got to have this person. That's not healthy. That was a big message for somebody here. So you may not like what I got to say. Okay. You haven't closed the door on this. The Knight of Wands reverse. You haven't closed the door on this. You haven't moved on. You knew this person was giving to two people, or giving to two. You knew this person was breadcrumbing you. Even though you got, it's like You're caught between leaving this open in case they come back, but that doesn't help you. That keeps you stuck. Okay? And even if you say, thank you, Dejana, even if some of you say you're ready for new love, no, you're not. You're holding the door open for this person. You're waiting for this person to return still. You haven't let this person go. And that's what needs to happen here. You're caught between, what do you do? Which one do you give to? The devil or angel? Who's waiting for Taurus? A Leo? Who's waiting for a Taurus? Somebody needs to let a Taurus go or an Aquarius go. No, excuse me. Yeah, an Aquarius or a Taurus or a Leo go. Okay. Because you're hoping this person comes back to build or rebuild with you. Taurus energy. You already know that this is not going to happen. Oh, wow. Ooh. So, thanks for saying that. Lioness said, but he's not married. It's about family. It's about commitments. Because some of them didn't want the commitment. There are some of them you knew the person didn't want the commitment. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Just to repeat, some of them were married. Some of them it was about family, stability, long-term stability. Like maybe they had their own business. They were established. And they didn't want the commitment. But they would have told you this. So this is a choice that you have to make, and that's releasing the past. That's releasing this. Some of you have resentments towards this person for not engaging in a connection with you, but I'm going to tell you, you're holding yourself back from new love and wish fulfillment. New wish fulfillment's trying to come in for you. But until you address this situation and see it for what it is, you already know the situation. Like you know it 100%, but what you're doing is you're leaving yourself in the last chapter. You haven't moved on. So you've probably waited in other relationships for people. You've probably been in relationships where people didn't fully invest in a relationship with you. But this person was honest. They told you about the situation that they were in. And that's a good thing. You were dealing with an honest person. This is not a devil. This is not somebody toxic. They just chose a different life path or a different route. They had other obligations that they had to stand up for. And that's honorable. That's honorable. But you still can't wrap your head around the fact that they don't want you. You knew the situation because this person would have told you what was up. And you're still waiting. You haven't moved on. You're waiting for this person to come back and build with you or rebuild with you or even just be friends with you. And the decision needs to be made. And it's a big decision to finally give forgiveness and close this door, close this chapter on the past. Because this will start a new cycle for you in love. A new cycle, a whole new cycle in love. If you could close this out, if you can world this out and heal from it. And you're not wanting to face it. You're not wanting new love, or you're not wanting to close this chapter out. So some of you are saying new love, but you're not. You're not going in that direction. You're caught right here in an undertow of they'll come back. They'll come back. So you are single, you're doing well for yourself. You're standing on your own, but you already know this has to end. You have to end this. okay, for yourself, because it either didn't become a relationship or this person is married, but they didn't stand up for a commitment, a relationship with you, or it was unstable. It was on again, off again, or friends with benefits for some of you. And that sucks. It sucks. But you did know. Either they told you, and I feel like for most of you, they told you their situation. But they ghosted. They were dealing with their own stuff, their own commitments, family, life, business, all that stuff, or their spouse. Okay, children, family, all of that. So it is time to close this out as the divas that you are, divas and dudes and all of that stuff. You're you're intelligent, you're wise, you're strong within spirit, mind. But there's some of you it's time to close the chapter on this. Because as soon as you close this chapter, you have new love coming in. But you have to make that decision, and it's a big one, to release the resentments or this past person, because it's keeping you held back. I've seen 4 different things that say it's holding you back from new love. And you might have even been turning down new love offers, waiting for this person, and it's time to leave it behind and head towards wish fulfillment. Okay? So, it definitely stresses you out, and that's okay. But you do have commitment, true commitment coming. I'm like, what are you headed towards? If you can close out this cycle, this chapter, and move towards the new love in the new cycle of love, you may have to date for a couple months. Maybe you'll date a couple people, but once you finally get out and start dating, and get past the stress of it all or the anxiety of it all, getting to know somebody new, you do have commitment. You have commitment, possibly leading to marriage. Okay. And that's good. That's good. When we sit and we wait, we cause ourselves stress, distress, and overwhelm. So, this person had other obligations, and this wasn't a toxic connection. This person, this was a situation where you knew, or this person told you their situation in life. And let me get one more. I got one more question. Fred. Ooh. Okay. The majority of you, there was another person involved. And for the majority of you, there was another person involved, i.e., family, caregivers, or they were caregivers, or they were married. For others of you, they were not. They ghosted because they were not. They weren't able to be with you. They knew that they couldn't move to be with you, because so this could have been at a distance, and the distance was too great, like too big of a distance, too big of a gap. They couldn't balance, like taking care of their kids from 5 states away, or taking care of their parents, or whatever, or run their business and be in a connection. Okay. So what I'm seeing here is that they were kind of spread too thin for some of them in their obligations, and others just, they weren't ready. There was a few of you where they weren't ready for commitment. So they gave you some time. They gave you some time. You call them breadcrumbers, but they only gave you so much in a relationship. They only invested so much because they weren't ready to move forward in a relationship, into a long-term thing, into a commitment. You know, it's like if you see a commitment as 10 pentacles, they were only given 6. They'll give you some time, some attention, but it's not, they don't want to solidify anything for the long term. Okay. So it's time for you to move on. Spirit's already said it. Forgiveness and all of that stuff, let it go and move on. You've got a new cycle trying to start that does actually involve happiness, blending cups with somebody, and that commitment that you've been wanting. And no, it's not this person. Until next time, like, share, subscribe. See me on all my other channels. If you would like a private reading, links are in the description. Tips and reviews are always appreciated. Thank you so much for being here. Namaste.